in our own time, we have seen the apocalypse. The earth trembled to the dance of the dead. The bodies burst apart in the wild storm. Darkness shrieked as everything caught fire inside and out. The last flood dragged our children and men and threw them on the flames. We died in an untimely hour. We died in an untimely hour, glancing sidelong with our dying eyes at the helplessness of those who surrounded us, watching. We smoldered and smoldered and smoldered and rose up in a cloud of smoke. Kafka was denied the chance to set fire to his works, but Sivaramani burned hers. The poetry is destroyed in mid-air. What others right now refuse to live? What others right now refuses to live? We have all gone away. We have all gone away. There is no one to tell our story. There is no one to tell our story. Now there is left only a great land wounded. No bird may fly over it until we return. No bird may fly over it until we return. That was Apocalypse. That was I wrote in 1999. And after watching all these, the genocide in 2009 started from 2008 late in November, and all the way until 2009 May. I was even though I was living in Toronto, every morning my computer screen was full of blood, day after day after day after day. So there was a challenge. I have already written about Apocalypse, and now you see this one, how to confront this kind of thing, this kind of unspeakable inhumanity and war crime, how to write about it, whether it is really it is possible to write about those kind of things, right? Like someone said, writing poetry after Auschwitz, it's going to be impossible. But as a poet, what else I do? I am incapable of carrying a gun and start fighting with these people. So the series of poems that came out after May 2009, it was roughly titled, After Apocalypse. So I will read a few poems in that series, After Apocalypse. The first one in the series called Warscape. When during the invasion, the falsehood and malicious tales rose up into the air, mingled with smoke. Words slipped from their meanings. Icons and images shattered. Life lost its blood. The doctor who amputates without anesthetic the arms of a 2.5-year-old child wounded by a scattering shrapnel becomes, at this instant, a god. The mother, screaming, dry-eyed, a devil. The second one is titled Homage. Those who were buried, those who were burnt, those who were lost to the sea, all their messages, lucid detail, have gone to the underground record offices of the world's storehouses. Above the single grave that holds us all, above the single grave that holds us all, they hoist the general's loincloth and call it the national flag. Someone inscribes empty words upon the memorial raised by our tears. Many people weave dreams. He writes his poem, Silence Unbroken. And the third one is called Generation. This poem refers to the large protests that took place in various parts of North America and Europe. 120,000 Tamils marched in April 2009, March 2009, demanding international intervention and justice, right? It's mostly the second generation Tamils in the diaspora, the youngsters, the university students, and the kids. So it's a different generation, right? So for a long period, they did not even, they didn't have any kind of organic relation to the idea of Tamil being Tamil in a different way. But the May 2009, the genocide has completely changed the picture, and all of a sudden, all of them were motivated, to be Tamil, do all this kind of thing. So this poem refers to that particular kind of a generation called generation. A generation ago, they left their country. Just as a new generation was beginning to forget its language at the moment, an unending anguish bonded us again. Among the many thousands who rose in anger and filled the streets, even in the winter weather with falling snow and freezing rain, I saw a woman drained of voice. Though the outline of her face was smudged away by the imprint of tears, I saw another phrase become manifest, become manifold, become manifold. And the next one is, it is in the series of After Apocalypse. It's called Our Land. Here in this land my story began. The soil beneath the roots of trees swept away that day by the sea is now revealed. A land where even in the height of summer, people strolled about with ease has become in a few days a country whose language is replaced. In this, our land, there are neither coconut palms nor hutments. A voice tells me, even though the branch stories are muzzled, the narrative will continue endless. And the next one in the series is called Voice. It was